This year's speaker is Mr. Tracy Rose. Born and raised in Washington Courthouse, Mr. Rose graduated from Washington High School in 1987. He went on to graduate from the University of Cincinnati with a degree in marketing and management. He earned his teaching degree from Wright State University in 1995 and a master's degree in educational administration from the University of Dayton in 2001. He began his teaching career as an intervention specialist in the Hillsborough School District, where he taught for 4 years. He returned home to teach in Washington Courthouse in the fall of 1998 when he took a position at Eastside Elementary. He taught there for 1 year, and then at Cherry Hill for 1 year before he moved to teach at the middle school in 2000. In 2002, he moved from the classroom to the office when he became the middle school assistant principal, and he served in this capacity for 9 years until 2011, when because of his great love and affection for the class of 2015, he followed them to the high school and began his current position as assistant principal here. I will never forget the ovation that your class gave him when I introduced Mr. Rose as the new assistant principal. Probably because I don't think anybody clapped for me, but I do remember the great ovation that you gave him when I introduced him. I hope you're still feeling that same love today, 4 years later. Perhaps no other staff member in the district knows this class as well as Mr. Rose, as he has served as their assistant principal for 7 consecutive years. His family is also extremely important to him. He married his high school sweetheart, Tammy Mears Rose, who teaches art at the middle school. His son Ty attends 6th grade here at the middle school, and his daughter Abby is a 4th grader in Bel Air. Would you please join me in welcoming today's speaker, as selected by the class of 2015, Mr. Tracy Rose.
Ago at 6th grade orientation, I was actually taller than each and every one of you. When I met you 7 years ago, you were 11 and 12-year-old kids. For the next 3 years, I watched as you set out on your first day as a middle schooler. Lockers, where are they? When should I go to them? How do I work these darn combinations? Saw you participate in student council, be introduced to the merit system and super clubs. Let's take a moment and reflect on the merit system. You started with a certain number of merits. Minor violations, rule infractions, you lost those merits. Your goal was to keep a certain number of merits so that you could enjoy things like field day, the skating rink, and school dances. Some of you, however, spent those 3 years confused, thinking it was a game to see how many you could lose. You performed in musical productions, usually with Junior in the title, Aladdin Jr., Annie Jr. You started making noise with your band instruments and eventually playing music and playing school sports. 4 years ago, we all came to the high school together, and I will never forget freshman orientation. That was a very special day. Before he introduced me, I knew it was going to go one of 2 ways, really good or really bad. Thank you for making it very good and very memorable. During high school, you stopped using your lockers altogether, or at least the ones assigned to you. You started getting parking permits as you all started to drive. Dances became formal events, and you joined new sports such as gymnastics, tennis, golf, swim, and you joined new clubs such as High Y and DECA. Musical productions were done on a much larger scale. And during the homecoming parade, you turned from those kids that chased the parade getting the candy to being the ones throwing the candy. Whether you're going to college, the military, or starting your career, you're about to embark on another huge first day. This time I won't be there. But to make sure you're as prepared as possible today, I have 3 homework assignments for you. Assignment number 1, love what you do. Some of you have a path, and you're going to leave today, you're going to follow that path, and it's going to lead you right to the destination you've always dreamed of, and you're going to find success and happiness. Some of you are going to start on a path, and it's going to change. And some of you are sitting there today very uncertain about what the future holds. Each path is unique and different, Don't worry if you hear those recalculating route words from your GPS, because every destination is going to be different depending on your love of what you do. Keep searching till you find what it is you love to do. You can tell those that love what they do, no matter what the occupation, from those that simply show up and go to work. Assignment number 2, challenge yourself. You'll never know what you can accomplish or complete unless you push yourself. Stress, tension, fear, and anxiety are all symptoms of a great challenge. But with great challenges come stupendous celebrations. Being a baseball guy, every year at the deciding game of the World Series, I'm tuned in regardless of who's playing. Because when that last out is made, I get to watch 30 and 40-year-old men run out on the field and jump up and down and roll around and act like kids again. This year, you guys have challenged me in a new way, as I've never performed on a stage in front of an audience in a musical production. So at 45 years of age, you find a way to challenge me yet again. I got to see the cast and crew in action, and I got to understand why they hoot and holler the way they do when the last curtain drops. All that fear, anxiety, tension, and stress that is built up in all those days of rehearsal. You perform wonderfully, and you've overcome the challenge. So when that curtain drops, you know you've accomplished that. That's what that screaming, hooting, and hollering is about. That excitement, that stupendous celebration. All of the excitement from the hard work that you do will overcome any obstacle that you will face. Keep your passion, keep your love for what you do, keep pushing yourself to be the best that you can be. Today is one of those days. You faced your many challenges and you succeeded. I've seen your paths change from Little League All-Stars to basketball players. I've seen your interest grow from being a doctor to being an aerospace engineer. Celebrate today and enjoy this success, and remember this feeling that you have today. A great radio announcer, back when we listened to the radio, Casey Kasem, hosted American Top 40 and used to end every broadcast with this statement: keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. Just make sure you're super careful if you do that from a rooftop. Assignment number 3, change the world. Some of you may do it on a global scale. You may find a cure for cancer. You may save dolphins. You may build a vehicle that transports us from Earth to Mars. But we all have the ability to change the world where we